Hey kids out there in Bloomsphere land, you're going to make a Bloomsphere. Now you're like, what's a Bloomsphere? Well, this guy named Benjamin Bloom got together with a bunch of other educators and they said, we need to have a common terminology for how to evaluate these students. And they came up with what's called Bloom's taxonomy that goes from just basic knowledge all the way up to synthesis, analysis, evaluation. Those are higher order thinking skills. So what we're going to do with the Odyssey, we're going to take you from the knowledge level in your first couple of circles. You're going to have an assignment and you're going to color these babies. You're going to fill them in with words and pictures and color. And then you're going to take scissors like in elementary school and you're going to cut them apart, cut the circles apart. And we're going to show you how to fold the tabs and staple them together so that they end up making a really nifty little project. It's called a Bloomsphere. This is one from the first year we did it. This one is Annie Grimes. I think she's graduating this year. So if you see Annie, tell her Miss McKee said, hey. Now, so let me show you. When you get finished doing your assignment on this page, you'll cut your little circles apart. This one was Josh Hicks. I deconstructed it, took it all apart so that I could show you how to put it together. So you have 12 of these that you finished. You've cut out the circles, and so they look like this, 12. So the hard part is kind of putting them together, or no, it's not hard if you watch me here. So you take each circle, and you're going to fold the flaps on the solid line. You fold, fold, fold. This looks easy because it's already been folded. And you have to do this, folding them in toward the design. That's why it's really cool if you would, this one's not colored on the tabs, but the tabs look better if they're colored. Then you fold another one. You've got to do this to all 12 of them, actually. And the neater you are at folding, the neater your sphere is going to be. So you need to be kind of precise and careful in how you do this. And once you get enough folded, you're just going to take 2 random tabs. Now, these circles have to be exactly the same size, and the edges have to match exactly, or your sphere is not going to go together. But you take two tabs, and you match them up, and you take your stapler. And usually, if I wanted this to be really permanent, I would do 2 staples, but I'm going to do one in the middle. Staple. And really, it works just fine if you do just 1 staple. I'm going to pretend like these have all, you take any other random circle, because it actually, you might think of a way to put these in the order that you want, but I haven't been able to work that out. I'm not a real mathematical person. But you're going to work off 1 middle circle so that you have a tab stapled to each of its tabs. If you don't do it like this, it's not going to work. So you see how this middle circle, I have 1, 2, 3 sides stapled. Then I'll staple the 4th side. And now 1, 2, 3, 4. And now the 5th side. I just match my little lines. And I'm going to staple the 5th side. And so I have one circle with 5, it looks like a flower almost. Can you see that? And so with 5 things. Now I'm going to take it and I'm going to staple the edges together. So the one in the middle, I'm going to do this edge, staple. Then I'm going to match these edges on this side of the circle. And I'm going to, see this is my middle circle right here. And I'm going to do these 2 edges. I have another video with plain white paper. If it's easier to see, I'll link that one on here too. It seemed to help a lot of kids last year. And staple. So that I end up with what I call a bowl. You see that middle circle? I stapled 1 to each side, and then I stapled the edges up together to make it form a bowl. Oh, it looks like one of my staples didn't quite hold. Staple. So can you see my bowl? Now I'm going to set this bowl aside, and I'm going to take another random circle. Make sure it's all folded on the edges. And I'm going to get one of my other circles, because you have 12 in all. So here are 6. Now I have 6 more. And I'm going to staple to match the lines, and the edges together. And I'm going to make this ship my middle circle. And I'm going to staple one of the other circles onto each of its little tabs. And it really doesn't matter, because the bloom sphere, like I said, you might be able to think of a method for how you want to put it together and what kind of order, but I've just been random, and it looks good and it works well. Doesn't seem to make a difference. So I'm going to staple a circle to each of its tabs. Okay, so once again, I have my little flower constructed with one circle in the middle and a circle. Then you just connect the sides right there. Get them lined up before I staple. The neater you are, the better your project. Staple that side. And then this side. And then this side. Side. And side. Now that makes 2 bowls. This is a bowl with 6 of the circles. This is a bowl with the other 6. Now the thing is to match them together. If you'll look, these come together nicely. So you can see how they fit together to form a sphere. All you have to do is connect the edges. Now be careful on this, because you can get the edges messed up. But I connect one edge, and then I just go to the next edge, and I'll check it every once in a while to make sure that I still have my spherical shape. Edge. But if I follow in order around the sphere, I should be fine. Staple. Sometimes people like reach over and connect this to the wrong edges. No, follow in order and you'll be fine. Staple. Promise, if I can do this, anybody can. I have seen some people struggle, but I have confidence in you. Just wanted you to have a vision of where we're going with this project and how this is all going to come about. Because usually if I can see the end product, I can do a better job on the whole project. I have a more complete understanding. Staple. I'm just going around the sphere and stapling. Like I said, I think I have a better video from last year that I used a different screen capture with, and I can post that one too. I think this is going to give you a general idea of how to put your sphere together and where we're going. Staple. And I think this is the last one. It is. And I just used one staple on each side, and I have a lovely bloom sphere. Josh's bloom sphere is all back together. Can you see that? And that's where you're going. Each of these sides that you're creating over the next 6 weeks are going to be one of the sides of your project. So if you want to think of a color scheme or anything else to start out with, you might want to do that, because this is where you're headed. Okay? And you're going to go higher in the order. Each week as we go, we'll ask you to do a little more deeper thinking about what you're putting on your slides. Okay? Thanks for listening.